Hey, I'm going to make this one a short one because we've got storms rolling in, or it's like getting a break right between the storms. So, no beautiful sunrise today, um, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. Um, it's always beautiful, and it's warm. Like I'm not wearing my heavy coat. I just got my little lightweight jacket here. So, hey, we'll take it. I'll take it. Because snow is coming on Friday. What the heck? This is this time of year in this part of the country. So anyway, so I started Second Samuel this morning, and I was really like meditating and praying, like, God, like, what is going on here? And the word respect kept coming to mind, but that's kind of a heavy title. I'm like, I don't know. So playing by the rules is what came to my mind at the last minute. And playing, in this case, it's playing by God's rules, but oftentimes we get caught up in our own heads and we kind of change the rules or think that there can be an exception for us because we're justified, we had a reason, or we're brown nosing. There was a lot of that going on with King David. Like everybody was recognizing that David was chosen, especially chosen by God on his way to becoming king. And they were like focused on, well, I better get on his good side. I know this'll make him happy. And he was like, no, you're not playing by the rules here. So what do I mean? First example, hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And so the first example is, so yesterday we ended with Saul, committing suicide and on the battlefield, not wanting to be captured. But then Second Samuel starts off with a story that directly like contradicts this. You're even right there, you're like, wait, what? There is an Amalekite that comes to David and says, hey, Saul and Jonathan are dead, and I killed Saul. He begged me to take his life, and he has like proof. He has a crown and a piece of his armor, and so, and he thinks he's going to be on David's good side. Like the king was in pain. He begged me to take his life, and so I took his life. And David is like, who do you think you are? Saul is anointed by God himself. You can't take his life. That's not for you to do. That's not playing by the rules. That's not respecting God. And here you are thinking that you're going to earn my respect. You're trying to come and like brag, thinking you're going to get something out of this. And he says, no, this is not how we play this game. You think that you think you're gaming the system, and I'm going to show you. And he puts this guy to death. So you're like, what? Right away, you're like, whoa. And then it just goes on from there. There's infighting. Saul still has some people that are loyal to him, and they're battling back and forth. One person, Abner, is being chased by some of David's people, and one is just relentless, and he's like, and Abner turns around and he's like, dude, I don't want to kill you. Stop. Like, I like your family. I don't want your brothers to be mad at me. Like, please stop chasing me. But the guy is just relentless. So he's got to kill him. And this ends up coming back to, haunt all of them as well. Well, his brothers, of course, were very upset that their brother was killed. Abner ends up joining forces with David later, but these two brothers are still in David's army, and they are not okay with this. They were like, we are going to avenge our brother's death. And King David says, no, he's with us now. Like, stop, don't do this. They do it anyway. They don't respect David's word. He has them killed as well. So he says, actually, I don't know if he has them killed. This is Joab, and I forgot the brother's name. But anyway, they he says, no, Abner's death is not on my conscience. You did this against the rules. You're not playing by the rules. And anyhow, so everybody here, David is the one that's clearly sort of sees it from a higher level, sees it from God's perspective, because he's like putting God first. And he's not getting caught up in the passions or letting his own emotions or what seems right to him rule, or his own, ego being, because, we humans, we can look at this and we're like, yeah, he totally deserves to die, or that totally, like, and we can get it wrong because we're just seeing it from our perspective. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back, eye for an eye. David's living at a little bit different level. Now, that doesn't mean he's not violent and he's not killing people. He's just doing it, in the order of how God is ordaining things. And he's kind of keeping he's not taking matters into his own hands and letting his own passions rule. Now, we'll see later that he definitely does do that. And we already saw one example, and where but he admitted that he was wrong pretty quickly. We see another example coming where he's not so quick to do that and gets himself in a hole. And God allows even David, to have the consequences. So nobody's immune from this. Then there's yet one other little story. So it's all this like stuff happening in the first few pages of 2 Samuel. And one of Saul's sons is resting at his house, and two people come and kill him. Two of David's guys come and kill him. They take him, thinking, oh, David's going to be happy with us. We took out, Saul's son. And he says, what are you doing? You're not playing by the rules. You snuck up on a man. This is not honorable. You snuck up on a man while he's sleeping, and you think I'm going to give you, credit for this? Or you think you're going to win over my favor by this? So he kind of sees through the brown nosing, and everybody's trying to respect David. David's like, you need to respect God and how God wants things handled. And we don't play by these rules. So there's just a lack of respect or a lack of understanding of what is really going on here. And David, and he's serious, he puts these two guys to death too. He said, this is not happening on my watch. We are going to respect God. We're going to respect his order of things. You cannot take matters into your own hands. And even when it seems like I'm taking matter into my own hands, I'm not. I am, So David soon becomes anointed. He takes over all of Israel after a lot of these, these infighting and settling of things happens. And it's clear, everybody's looking and like, oh yeah, he's playing by the right set of rules here. He's respecting God. So yeah, we'll put him at the top. So there's just, I don't know if I did a really great job today and that doesn't matter. It's not about me. It's me trying to wrestle with the word and what it means to me. And there was a personal little story that came to my mind or my memory of when I was younger. I was about the age of probably my daughter now, maybe a little bit younger. And we were, my family was still intact then. My mom and dad had not gotten divorced yet. So I was a little bit younger. I was probably about 14 or 15. And we were getting ready. We were looking for a new house to live in. And I was very much concerned about what the other kids thought of me, where we lived. We lived on a pretty nice street, but it was a house that the church provided for us. He was a minister at the time. And so we were looking for another house that might have been more suitable because I think the church was getting ready to sell. Anyway, there was a reason for it. And we were driving around, and there was one street, and my dad was like, well, how about this house? But I was not having it. I was like, we can't live it. I was worried about what my friends would think. I was not respecting, My dad was the authority. He had the money. We were going to live. And he turned around so fast when I kind of acted a little, you know what. And he said, "Who do you think you are?" And I was stopped in my tracks. I was like, whoa. I had disrespected the person who was putting food in my mouth, and I was more worried about my status, which, hey, I was a preacher's kid. We were not, like, there was no fooling anybody that we had money. Like, I don't know where I thought I was or who I thought I was keeping up with, but anything brand name that I had, you know, I was working for and buying, and that is what I cared about at that time. I'm going to be honest and real. I was all about the right image and, you know, making the right people happy and not really, you know, seeing things for what they really were and respecting the proper authority and being thankful and grateful. And instead I was, you know, anyway, I don't know how well that relates, but again, that is what came to my mind is when I was just the lack of respect that was happening and the respect for the right order of things. And David clearly was over there playing the right set. He was playing the right game, and everybody else, even as they were trying to, like they really thought, hey, this is going to make King David happy. Look what I've done for him. And he's like, no, no. So anyway, that's what I've got for today on this rainy Tuesday. I've heard that's a day. So for those of you not watching today or live, it is Tuesday, February 22nd of the year 2022. So go have a great Tuesday. Tuesday. All right. Bye.